Welcome to the Intuitive Rising podcast. I'm your host, Amy Brooks. This is a podcast that invites you to remember who you are, return to yourself, and rise into your highest and best soul self. Every week, I will be sharing inspiring conversations about topics that hold keys to your awakening. My mission as an international evidential psychic medium, Reiki practitioner, and intuitive mentor is to help you rise into who you were born to be. Enjoy the show. Hey, welcome back to another episode of the Intuitive Rising podcast. I am your host, Amy Brooks. It is so great to see you again. Thank you for joining me once again. Welcome to June 2025. We are halfway through this calendar year. So today we are going to be talking about the energy of the month of June and bringing forth guidance from the tarot, oracle, soul's journey lesson cards, as well as I will be taking a moment to tap into the energetic support from the animal kingdom messenger, from a color support as well as a number support. So here we go. Happy June. It was such a wonderful time of the year. My second favorite day of the year is within this time period, and that is the June solstice. Take a guess at my first favorite day. My most favorite. If you guessed the winter solstice, you are correct. I love the energy of a good solstice. So here we go. Hope everybody's doing well. We're going to dive right into it. We have the 3 cards already pulled. We will begin with the tarot support for this month. And this does come by way from a new deck that I received as a gift from Heidi, who is a podcast listener, a client, and a friend. When Women Had Wings, if you are watching me on YouTube, you'll be able to see this beautiful, pretty oversized guidebook that comes with the deck of cards. It's a gorgeous tarot deck, and it's the one that I reach for the most now that I have it. And so what comes up for us for the month of June, the energy, how to best align with it, what to be cautious of or to be mindful of, and where is it all taking us? We've got the 4 of Pentacles. Okay, so if we look at the image of this card, she looks a little bit forlorn. Is that a word? Yeah, that's a word. That's the right word, I think. That's what I'm hearing in my mind. A little forlorn. So she's kind of like, she's not high spirits in this image, really. But look at the bounty that is surrounding her. There's beautiful waterfalls behind her. There's a castle behind her. There's lush greenery around. There's a beautiful purple crystal here in the corner. It looks like an amethyst to me. So we've got all this kind of luck and prosperity is the energy all around her, and magic all around her. When I see waterfalls, I think, like, symbolically, I feel like they stand for magic, right? But magic through transformation. And then we've got this lady in the middle she is wearing red, and she has a crown on her head, and she's looking forlorn, and she's holding onto one of the pentacles, right? So there's 4 here. There's 1 above her head, 2 at her feet, and 1 in her hands. She's just not overly feeling the vibe. She is missing some things around her. And so I think that's the first message about June and the energetics of the month, is there may be a tendency for us to be a little bit more conservative this month around like what we're investing in, right? Whether it be money, whether it be our energy, whether it be our time. There's a little bit of conservative energy coming in around those things and our resources as well. And that's okay, but I hear very clearly in my mind, be mindful that you're not taking the safe road, right? So there's a tendency this month for some of us, we may be over-identifying with our finances, with our goals, with our work, with the things that we have. And so this is keeping us from noticing what is around us, right? So just pay attention, be mindful if you feel like you are over-identifying with or spending so much time and energy on those things that you're not really able to take a moment to appreciate those things. Because that's really what this is giving me, is like somebody that would be rich, quote unquote, abundant, quote unquote, meaning there's so many things around to be grateful for, to be thankful for, to stop and notice, right? But we're so focused on like, you know, the thing that we don't have, that we are not really in the moment in a place of gratitude about what we do have. We're not enjoying what it is that we have. So please, I mean, this month of June, I whenever I think of June, I think of the word bounty, which is, or bountiful, which is interesting because I used the word bounty earlier. Like, look at all the bounty around her. And I think that's the right vibe. It's like, this is such a lush, fertile kind of month, especially in this hemisphere and in the northern part of this hemisphere, where things are just starting to kind of come to life, so to speak, after a long, cold winter and spring. And so things are bursting into life. Things are exciting, right? We have the energetic support of Gemini season come in last month, followed a nudge and put out like some guidance for that. Go back and listen to it if you haven't already, as it may provide some additional information and guidance and support for you. But in general, for Gemini season, which we are in this month still, for most of it, there was an excitability, right? There's kind of like, oh, I have all these ideas. I have all these things coming to me. I feel a little bit jived up. I'm a little excited. And the guidance around that was like, good, go for it. Get it out. Speak it into existence. However, read the room. Know your crowd. Make sure that you're sharing those things with the right audience. Because if you do not, and they are not received, you know, the way that we expect or the way that, you know, we want, it could dampen the fire, the spark of our idea. Okay, so that comes in still as well. And maybe this guidance with the Four of Pentacles is asking us to build upon that message, in the sense that maybe somebody has dampened our spark a little bit about something that we were super excited about. Maybe we were really excited about some sort of investment, some sort of plan, we're saving for a rainy day, etc. And we've shared that with somebody and they've come in and gone, well, is that really feasible? Is that really possible? You know, for example, and then we're like, oh, maybe not. So be mindful of like outside influence this month as well. Okay, guys? Re-examine your relationship with money comes in with this card as well. Okay, so re-examine in general your idea around abundance. Now, I have a lot of information to share about this in particular, so much so that I have recorded a podcast already strictly about that, and that will be following this one. So in the next week, that will come up for you, still in this month of June. So we'll still be working with that energy, because in general, I feel like this month is quite abundant for us. And it is asking us like to kind of look at things with awe, right? Be humbled by the things that we have, the natural resources that we have. I mean, look at the energy of this card and the image. There's so many beautiful natural resources here, right? The cliffs, the greenery, the plants, the ferns, the flowers, the waterfalls, all these beautiful, spectacular things are around us, and we're just being asked to appreciate them. Because what I'm hearing is we are part of all of that. You know, we are also part of, you know, the divine's creation, God's creation. And so we need to kind of view ourselves that way and have a little bit more appreciation for self. Reminder, just look at the beauty all around you, and re-examine relationship with money, or if you're over-identifying with, or if you're holding yourself back from kind of feeling happy and in the moment because of, oh, well, I'll be happy when I have this, when I do this, when I feel this. Those kind of feelings, those goals, those anticipations, they don't end. That's part of life, right? So we have this tendency sometimes as humans to go, I'll be happy when, I'll be settled when. And then we get that thing that we said we would be happy and settled with and for. And then there's something else to reach for, right? And so it's just, that's the game of life. But don't miss out on what's here now. This also comes in with kind of like a steady progress towards what it is that you want. So it's a slow and steady race. You know, what's that saying? It's not a race. It's a journey, not a race. And that is truly the energy of June. It's a stop and smell the flowers kind of month. All right, so there we go. Beautiful message from the tarot. Next, we have an oracle card, and this, I always switch it up every month with which oracle deck I will choose from my vast collection behind us in the cupboard here. This month, I was very drawn to this one, which is called Goddesses Among Us, Awaken the Goddess Within. I feel like if there was ever a month for like goddess energy, it's like right around right now, right? When things are just kind of blossoming and opening up. There's all that kind of energy. So we have support from number 21, Lady Nada, not to be confused with Lady Gaga. So this is beautiful. I've never heard of Lady Nada before. Nada, rather. Nada, like nada. Nada thing. Lady Nada represents divine service, light work, and the highest heart or higher heart. Beautiful image here. A lot of pink aura and energy around her. I am going to read out of the guidebook because this is a great guidebook and breaks down a lot of information. And I'm also not familiar with this beautiful goddess. So listen up. So it says, Lady Nada is a goddess and ascended master who works with many on the ascension path, or those who are actively trying to better themselves and being more loving, compassionate, and helpful, both in this world and on the higher planes. Lady Nada's energy is very high vibrational, and calling on her can help you to be more deeply in service to the light and access, unlock, and activate the higher heart chakra. Also can be associated with high frequencies of light, with the Christ light and violet flame energies, okay? So the oracle here, the overall message, your light is needed in the world. Love, help, comfort, inspire, and support others in any way that you feel called. Your service is seen, and you will be rewarded in wonderful ways when you show up to do your divine work. So call on Lady Nada for assistance with activating the higher heart chakra, being of service to the light, shining your light, helping and healing others, getting out of your own way. That really aligns with the question that I wrote down here with the tarot card, which is, are you taking the safe road? Get out of your own way. Ponder that question. Are you taking the safe road? Moving out of ego and making it not about you, making it about the grander picture, the bigger picture. That feeling that I had come in around this connection to all these beautiful wonders in the world, like the waterfalls and the cliffs and the birds and the trees and the sky and all of those things, and knowing that we are also a part of that in a larger scheme and we're connected all together, is kind of what's coming in to have you think about and to contemplate. Because one thing I'm hearing in my mind over and over again is something that a mentor told me years and years ago when I was kind of afraid to get out of my own way. And they said it very like tough love fashion, but not serving is selfish. And what they mean, they don't mean that in a martyr kind of way. It is meant in the way of, if you have something to give and you feel the tug, the push, the pull towards it, and you are lit up by it, not sharing that with the world is a great unjust, right? It's like going against what your soul wants to do. So it's not about like being taken advantage of or always being of service constantly. It's not the martyr vibe. I would say mater, but it's martyr vibes. It's not that. It's about showing up, right? And if you are afraid to do it, that's good in a way. That nervousness is good. It shows you that you care. It shows you that you want to do it right. It shows you that that's what you're here for, right? Sometimes those feelings show us what we're here to do. And holding that in and not sharing that is great disservice to us all. So that's what that kind of statement means about kind of getting out of ego. And it's not just about you, not just about me. It's about serving. Right. Okay. So we got that. Thank you very much. And then lastly, from the cards, we've got an overall theme or lesson that our soul is most wanting us to learn, embrace, align with. And that is, not surprisingly, I don't think, is peace. Okay. So it says, I am a being of love and I release negative energy. So All this is trying to say, we want more peaceful existence. I think that goes without saying. But some of us, many of us, if we're honest, hold ourselves back from inner peace. We're always chasing. We're always in that kind of chasing hustle. There's always something better. Yes, there's always something to move and expand towards and grow. But that happens with ease, fluidity, and alignment when we also can be in the moment and take a moment to appreciate what we have. So this month, you want more peace. And how do we specifically bring that about? Well, we look back to the tarot and we look back to the oracle card. The tarot was saying, okay, so there may be a little bit of over-identifying with what we do, with how we do it, with our long-term goals. Maybe we're spending so much time worrying and anxious about what's to come that we are not here now in the moment. There was a focus on the interconnectivity of all things, how beautiful the world is right now, and all the things kind of coming to life. If we're in the northern hemisphere, there's still beautiful things in the summer. In the southern hemisphere happening right now too. It's just kind of on the brink of winter time. So beauty all around. Being outside, being in nature, taking a moment to just be, right? Whether it's like playing with your dog, petting your cat, getting your hands in the dirt, and like tending to your garden or your flowers, anything that you can do to take you in a moment. I'm seeing also somebody in a hammock right now. So maybe it's just about like sitting outside and listening, being in the moment, no noise, no distractions, no phones, just like being in it. That will also go a long way this month. So gorgeous messaging this month from the cards. I'm going to take a moment now and I'm going to see what wants to come up for our number support. And right away, I see 3-7. Okay. I feel as if we may have had 3-7 at some other point over the last little bit. Oh, I just got goosebumps. So I don't know if that's validating that yes, another month has also had 3-7 come in or what. But okay, so 3-7. What can we take from these numbers? Excuse me. So I'm just taking a moment to see what comes in intuitively when I ask that question. Okay, so I'm hearing collaboration. Okay, so we need to be open for collaboration. Thank you. So maybe some of the like being overly cautious with our plans, our energy, our time, our resources, and like over identifying, or like that picture of the lady that I showed you on the tarot card is kind of like holding on to dear life, to her coin. Maybe this has to do with opening ourselves up to other people with sharing our resources, sharing our ideas. Remember, yes, we are meant to share our ideas this month and our excitability, our inspirations, but to do it with the right crowd, right? So that comes back to validate that as well. But the main message with 3-7 is around teamwork, collaboration, and divine support, I'm hearing, okay? So that's what's being called upon. It feels like what I'm hearing is like that our angels, our loved ones in spirit, our spirit guides are going to be like directing us to people and situations that are kind of right place, right time energy. So, you know, I don't know why, but I feel like I want to go to the 7-Eleven right now and grab a slushie. Like it just pops into your head. Say, I'm using this example. I really don't want to go to get a slushie right now. But that's just an example of something that might pop in your head. You might feel like it's completely ridiculous. But when we follow those intuitions, or I don't know why, but I feel like going to the dog park now, or I feel like going to the library, and it just pops out of nowhere. Those are what I mean by kind of like intuitive hits. And if we just do them and we just go, you know what? Why not? Why not? It feels as if it leads us, right, to conversations, to interactions, to situations, to opportunities in which will continue to be built upon, right? It's like when you are kind of playing hide and seek is what I'm hearing. So it's kind of like, go here. Okay, we're going to look here. Okay, and then the next intuitive hit comes like, okay, we're going to go look over here. It kind of feels like we're on that kind of adventure in the month of June, but it's good. So listen to your intuitive hits. Follow them when reasonable and feasible. and know that you are being led to the right place, right time. And if you have any sort of things blooming, if you have ideas, if you have things that you want to take initiative on, or you want to join somebody doing something, collaboration, teamwork is the name of the game. So initiate that in some way. Okay. All right. Thank you, Spirit. And I just remembered I left a sentence earlier kind of hanging. I don't remember what the sentence was, but I got like the hit that I did and what I had said yesterday. Anyways, the thing that I'm being implored to share with you right now is that I said yesterday, when I was recording the abundance episode that you're going to hear tomorrow, I said to the spirit world, show me how good it can get. Because I've been working with like some affirmations and intentions around abundance. And I said, show me how good it can get. And then the universe replied very, very, very quickly. And I'll share that with you when you listen next week. So that wanted to come out again. Like they were reminding me to say that, to finish that sentence, because show me how good it can get is your motto for right now. Show me, and like just carry it. It's a great motto. We can always have that motto, but especially right now. Show me how good, writing it down, it can get. Okay, we've got it. Put it on your fridge. Put it in your phone. Make a screensaver. Whatever you gotta do. All right, so thank you, Spirit. We have got number 37 as our number support. Pay attention to that too if you see it out in the wild, so to speak. On the back of cars, bumper stickers, license plates especially comes through. Mile markers. I don't know. Your receipt is $37.37. Whatever. 37. Know that that's a you are on the right track kind of message. All right. What do we got for the animal? Oh, okay. I don't think I've tapped into the energy of this animal before. So this is not going to be like an all-inclusive every single point of like what this animal represents spiritually. We can always take it a step further by giving it a Google later and see what wants to come up if you want additional support or messages about this animal in particular. But I'm just going to tap into the energetics of why this animal steps forward in my mind's eye for us this month and what they want to bring forward. And so the animal that I'm connecting to in this moment that steps forward when I say, who's there? Who's wanting to give us some good guidance for June? It's a coyote. Okay. So coyote. Okay. Let's see. This makes me laugh actually, because is the Roadrunner a coyote? I feel like he is. The reason that's making me laugh is because a couple days ago, I was sharing a story on my Instagram and I had said that I was being a Roadrunner. And then that like veered off into a story about how when I was a teenager, my boyfriend at the time, his mother would jokingly call me the Roadrunner, like not in a bad, offensive way, but like just kind of being silly because I was never at home. I was always out. I was always out and about. I was either working or socializing. Like I just was always on the go. So she's like, where are you running the roads to? You know, Roadrunner. So anyways, made me laugh because I think that the Roadrunner is a coyote. I feel. Anyways, I'll check on that later. But so maybe there's messaging in that. Maybe that's why that's being brought to my memory in this moment, to my awareness. Okay, so is this about busy energy then, Mr. Coyote? Yes. Okay. So it's about fast-paced, busy kind of energy, which is interesting because we just talked about like being in the moment and peacefulness. And so what I'm hearing from the coyote is around balance, because there's a difference between being in the moment and being stuck, and being in the moment and like gathering kind of our thoughts, gathering our energy, gathering our wits about us, sitting in gratitude, and then ready to go with it and be like, okay, great. It's kind of like plugging in your phone charger, right? So it's like, okay, I needed that downtime for a moment, and then that downtime has given me a boost and I'm ready to go. So I am hearing the coyote kind of come in to ask us to find balance. It's not saying like we're not meant to be inactive this month in any way, shape, or form. Like whether or not you're very busy mentally, busy physically, busy like vocally, it doesn't matter. We just have a lot. We're like bursting at the seams is what I'm hearing. So the coyote is just kind of coming in to reiterate, to find balance. Yes, you have to be in the moment. Yes, you have to take time to rest. Yes, you have to stop and smell the flowers. But like gather the inspiration of that and then like let it light your flame. So there's kind of a busy, and maybe that's also if we are finding that we're very busy this month and we have a lot on the go and a lot of balls to juggle, then he's also saying don't forget to stop and smell the roses. Don't forget to kind of dangle your toes in the water or have a little lay down in your hammock outside. Please find balance with those things. I got goosey bumps as I say that. So that is I'm hearing a high ticket guidance right there. Okay, thank you, Coyote. Is there anything else other than the balance between busy and calm? Instincts come in as well. So I'm hearing about our instincts being kind of maybe the awareness of them higher than norm. So maybe our intuition is firing off. Maybe we are just kind of really feeling into our gut. And I do feel this a lot, actually. I feel that what I'm hearing is like that kind of right place, right time. Listen to your intuition, pay attention, be more aware. I definitely feel like this plays into that message as well. In yes, please do. And your instincts, your gut, your animal instincts, your like sense of like, I can smell out a lie, right? I can smell out something bad. That this is not good for me, which also plays into that message around read the room, know your audience, right? So maybe this has to do with some of our relationships or interactions with others in which we kind of have a feeling about something, or like, this isn't the right person for me, or this isn't the right thing to do with this person, or this isn't the right person to share this with, or whatever it is. Trust your nose, I'm hearing. You can sniff it out, you can smell it out. I imagine coyotes have a great sense of smell, and that's why that's coming in as well. But it's kind of like trust your senses this month. Trust your senses. I feel like they're very on point this month. Lastly, let's hear from a color. And right away I see silver. So it's interesting because I'm seeing it like coming in my mind's eye, almost like a river of like metallic, like if silver was melted and you could see it kind of like running, being poured. That's kind of how I'm seeing it at this moment. And I imagine there's a reason for that as well. So let's stay with this for a moment. So silver, when I'm connecting to the energy of silver, it very much feels like alchemy. Okay. So it's like, and the melting is a message here too. It's about like bringing in different experiences that we've had and experiences that we're having this month as well. Cause that's the follow your instincts, follow your intuition of like being in the right place at the right time. All of these different interactions, conversations, experiences that we have this month that we're led to by our intuition, but also that we come to the table with. So past stuff is being kind of blended. I'm seeing it's like it's as if somebody has like a bowl or a bucket, and then there's 3 different jars of silver, and it's being poured into one. So there's like 3 different streams, which is interesting to me because of that card with the waterfall. And actually, as I'm looking at the waterfalls, you can see that there's 3 distinct waterfall in that tarot card that came through with the 4 of Pentacles. So that is also connecting here. So, and there's the 3. There's the number 3 where we had a number 3 come in, 3737. So that 3 plays into this message as well about alchemy and like blending experiences, blending knowledge, blending experiences is what I mean to say, and knowledge. That also plays into the number when we talk about collaboration. Right? It's like 3 heads is better than 1 instead of 2 heads is better than 1. There's something about the number 3 as well. So maybe for some of us, we're like doing stuff as a group of 3. Maybe there's like 3 parts to something, but like pay attention to that as well. But no, the silver brings in this feeling of like taking in your current experiences and knowledge and awareness and relationships and your past, and it's all kind of coming together to create something. So it's reminding me of kind of the thought around, say like you go to university, like for instance, I'll share my story. Went to university, got a degree in psychology, then used it a little bit, but like didn't use it for what I was planning to use it for, which is to become a licensed therapist, right? And then kind of like veered a different direction, but then coming full circle and then beginning to do this work and then having clients nearly, you know, at least once a week, somebody says to me, do you have a background in therapy or psychology? And I have to laugh because it's like, it's the coming the full circle. It's like no experience is lost, right? When you have that education or that experience, it's not lost if you are not using it in the way that you thought you would, right? That in itself keeps us stuck is what I'm hearing. So the kind of like, this is where I thought it was going, but oh look, it took me here. And in the end, being gifted the gift of hindsight of like, oh, I can see why that's happened. I can see why that was a no, that was a redirection to take me here. And then I'm using all of that, see, like a cauldron, which is lovely too, right? The image of like the three melting silvers coming into a cauldron. It's like a cauldron of experiences, a cauldron of us. And that cauldron is forever ours and it lives within us. And so don't get caught up in the woulda, shoulda, couldas this month. Some of us are very much in that energy, I hear. Know that nothing is lost. Anything that you've done, that you've achieved, that you've learned is still within us and is still being used and will continue to be used in different ways. So that's the get out of your own way as well. Maybe you're not doing something in the way you thought you would, but you're being led to use it in a different way. All right. Okay, beautiful people. That's it for me. I hope you enjoyed this June energetic forecast. I certainly am feeling the vibes. I'm feeling the high energy of June. I don't know if it's like all the new supplements and vitamins I've been taking in the last 3 weeks, or if it may be partly that, but also partly the energy of June so far, although we're not in 3 weeks in June, by the way. That might have been confusing. I have been taking supplements for 3 weeks, but I just mean, I feel like that's making me feel better. But then also this energy in June is just making me feel like I just want to bounce out of bed in the morning. Like, what are we gonna do? It's June, let's go. I'm feeling so high vibe and so full of energy. So that's a great thing because that's been a long time coming. It's been a long old winter for a lot of us. So I hope you are where I am in terms of high energy. And if you haven't been, I hope that listening to this has kind of sharing that energy with you a little bit more. Okay. So just accept it. Here we go. I'm going to beam you with the high energy and I will see you next week for a chat about abundance. Have a wonderful If you have enjoyed this episode, please consider hopping on over to wherever you listen to your podcast and giving it a 5-star review. Thank you so much in advance. If you'd like to keep in touch, please head over to my website, theintuitiverising.com, to keep up with all the things that I have been doing. I also have a private Facebook community for people just like you. It's called the Intuitive Rising Community. All you gotta do is request to join and I will let you in. Keep rising.